Alright, today we're going to work on calculating an equation based off of just data. Now if we look at this data, it is close to a linear relationship. This is the year and how much the car's value is. We can see that it's depreciating. It started at $30,450 and it's working its way down every single year. And it's pretty linear. It's not exact. It doesn't lose the exact same amount every single year. So now we're going to have to create an equation that's our best fit, okay? And the way that we do this is that we want to plug things into our calculator and it will give us an answer, and then we can plug it into this slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. Alright, so our data here, 2004, 2005, what we want to do is we want to plug these into the calculator. So I'm going to try to zoom in on just a little bit here. Maybe that won't work as well, so I'll keep it out. Okay, first thing we're going to do is hit this stat button. The stat button is located right here, and it'll pop up and it'll say edit, calc, and test. We want to edit the stats. And then we have our our L1 and our L2. L1 is your inputs, that's our X's, and L2 is our outputs. Now I already have some data into my calculator, so I need to go up to the top, highlight where it says L1, and then just hit clear. Enter. Now it cleared out all of my data. I go over to L2 and I do the same thing. Go up to the top where it says L2 and I hit clear and then enter. That cleared out all my data for me. Now when we enter this one in, we're not going to enter in 2004. The way that we're going to enter this one in is put it the years after 2004. So 2004, when we input that one into our L1 slot here, it will be 0 because it's been 0 years since 2004. 2005 would be 1, 2006 would be 2, 2007 would be 3. So let's write that into our table right here. This would really be a 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so when I enter this in, I'm going to go 0. I entered into L1, 0, 1, enter, 2, enter, 3, enter, 4, enter, 5, enter. So those I have all 6 of those, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all entered into my L1 here. Those are all my inputs. Now my outputs, I've got 30,450 for 0. So I'm going to type that in here, 30,450, then hit enter. Then the next one is 28,302, 28,302, 26,378. And I'm just filling in the rest of this data. 403, 22, 410, 2393. Now that all my data is entered in there, this data should match right here. The only exception is, instead of writing the year 2004, we do that as the number of years after 2004. So we start with the 0 and work our way through. Now what I want to do is use this calculator. If you go back to stat, that's the button that we use to get to this screen here. If we go back to stat, this time instead of editing the stat, we already edited it for us. We want it to calculate our formula for us. So we go to calc, and this brings up a whole new list here. And if we look on number 4 is our linear regression. And so we're going to use number 4, and you can just hit 4, type in the number 4, and then hit enter. Or you can just scroll down. I'm going to scroll down, and then I hit 4. And it says, okay, for our x's, we're going to use L1, and that's what I've got set up. Our y's, we're going to use L2. So yes, I want it to do all of that. Hit the calculate button here. I want it to calculate. It thinks for a second, and it gives me all of this. Y equals ax plus b. Now this is a little bit different than what we've got listed here. I've got an mx plus b. So we need to realize that when it says a here, that's referring to our slope. So my slope on this one is negative 1998.17. And typically I'll ask you to round it. For instance, on this one I'll ask you to round it to the nearest tenth this time. So I take this 1998, I'm going to go, okay, that's my m equals negative 1998.2. I rounded it to the nearest tenth. It was 17. I round up. B in this case, B equals 30384.8. Again, I'm rounding to the nearest tenth. So now that I've got this information, I can write my equation. I know what m is, so I'm going to take that and I'm going to plug it in right here for m. So I go y equals negative 1998.2 x, bring my x still down, plus my b in this case is 30,384.8. And this here is my linear regression equation. Given the data that we've got, when I plug that into the calculator will do all the work for me. Now I just need to write it in slope-intercept form, which I've done right here. This would be your answer.